9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the first Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast of 2023. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
And welcome our special guest for the evening.
Luckily, everybody listens to this on 2-speed, so there's none of that dead air.
I didn't know if I was supposed to say something.
No.
We never do.
We like to leave these long moments of silence.
Lights! Camera! And action! That's Ruby Valley, Hooey Hollywood. Where any office boy or young mechanic can be a...
It's the big movie preview for 2023 that we do every year for like the last lot of years. At least 6 years we've done this.
Wow.
So,
The people are expecting it.
yes.
That's a lot of movies over 6 years.
Yeah.
That I
Most of them have even come out.
Yeah, that's true. We're still waiting on some of them from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Right. That's what you said. Said you have no idea what's coming out this year. Well, if you listened to last year's episode, you do.
I should do that.
Because most of those movies didn't come out last year. So this is
As has been tradition in years past, we are joined by Coach Mayor, Mr. Jared Lowe.
Happy to be here. I'm no longer a coach, no longer a mayor.
You'll always be
Man.
to us.
Watching me.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, he was here the first time we did this, and he's going to be here the last time we do it.
That could be this.
He can't escape.
That could be this one for any of us now. Yeah, last year we went over all of them and figured out what our top 10 collective anticipated movies of the year were. And let me tell you, it's quite a list. 4 of them didn't even come out. But I think 3 or 4 of them are going to be on my top 10 for 2022. So at number 10, we had a tie for Babylon and Lightyear, which I didn't see Lightyear. It got terrible reviews. 9, we had Mission Impossible 7, didn't come out. Flash at number 8, didn't come out. 7 was Glass Onion. 6 was The Northman. 5 didn't come out. Killers of the Flower Moon. We were suspicious it might not, and it didn't. 4 was Batman. 3 was Spider-Verse. 2 was Doctor Strange. Number 1 was Thor. So we didn't even have Black Panther in our top 10.
I was just going to say that.
Well, I think it's because you voted for Cocaine Bear, which didn't come out.
Oh,
that was very high up on your list.
Yeah, I seem to
Pablo
recall
Escobar.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, a lot of movies did not come out. We did have a Lady Thor. We had a Lady Black Panther, a Woman King. Had Avatar 3D. We had Chip and D. We had Hot D. 3 movies with Garrett D. I think we had 11 comic book movies, maybe 14 colons. Which that's your job again this year, Jordan. You keep track of the comic book movies, how many colons we have, how many times you think you're going to go to the theater. Shooting for double digits. There's a chance for double digits this year because there's a lot of movies coming out that did not come out last year.
Got another gift certificate to the theater in my stocking this year. So I think my old one has like $5 left on it. So I'm just gonna
Nice.
roll into the next year.
Well, you'll be happy if everything goes like your quote from last year's episode where you said, if everything's good, that'd be great.
Words to live by.
Yes. So let's just start off. I'm just going to go through the 2023 release schedule here week by week, plug on through. And then I've got a few that aren't on this list. I went digging for maybe something a little more substantial, but January 4th, the subtle art of not giving a expletive. I can't, it's a bunch of symbols. Never heard of it. Don't care. January 6th, Megan. I just saw this preview the other day. It's that doll.
That one looks scary as expletive.
Yeah, I looked at that and was like, nope,
Yeah.
no thanks.
That is a nightmare fueled week's worth of not getting any sleep.
Yeah. That's it's the trailer's pretty freaky. Like, I'm sure that the people that like horror are gonna love this.
Good for them.
It ain't us. Then we have The Old Way. This is an old gunslinger and his daughter must face the consequences of the past when the son of a man he murdered years ago arrives to take his revenge. Sounds a typical Western. What's not typical about this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if he ever did one. Is this Nicolas Cage's first Western? I don't remember any.
Could be.
Then we move on to, and you got to be writing down any titles you think could possibly make your top 10. So keep track of that. January 13th, House Party. What, like 33 years later? I'm sure it'll have a bazillion cameos.
Yeah, somehow this has LeBron involved. It's
I'm sure
LeBron's house.
Sure he.
Yeah, I just saw a trailer. It's, guys doing the lawn or whatever at LeBron's house, figure out he's not home, so they throw a big party.
Oh, it's at his house. Okay,
Yeah.
If Bill Bellamy isn't there, then they screwed it all up. We have A Man Called Otto expanding. So that might be considered a last year movie. That's a remake of some Swedish movie from a few years ago. This is a Tom Hanks joint where he's just some crotchety old man. We have one called Plane. Who would be starring in a movie called Plane? Plane. This guy just picks nouns and makes a whole action
Samuel
movie.
L. Jackson? There's no snakes?
No.
Oh.
Liam Neeson.
Gerard Butler. You're close.
Yeah, that's close.
It's got a little bit of Con Air to it, I think. There's like a criminal on the plane. I think it's Luke Cage.
They don't really make. I don't feel like they make movies like that anymore. That kind of mid-budget, just dumb, fun action movie. Like,
that's exactly what that looks like.
You don't see too much of that, so I would watch that on a weekend afternoon.
Gerard Butler's flying the flag for that for sure. Then we have Doggone. Only reason I mentioned this, we had a big year for dogs a couple of years ago, and Doggone, I think it says Rob Lowe. A bunch of stuff we're skipping. January 20th, Alice Darling. This is I think it's like a Anna Kendrick domestic abuse movie. We have a movie I'm a little excited about called Missing. Did any of you guys watch Searching in 2018? Highly recommend Searching. Can't believe you never watched it. It's like
searched for it, but I didn't find it.
Yeah, it It was the one where like John Cho was looking for his daughter, I think, and he did it all on the screen, like
It was
whoever
all
the.
like on the computer screens and stuff.
It was so well done. It was so well done, and this one's called Missing. It's got Storm Reed, this young actress that's pretty good. She it's the same type of thing. Like she's supposed to pick her mom up at the airport after a weekend of, goof around with her friends, and her mom's not there. So she's like having to do all this online because she was in a different country. And I'm excited because I really liked Searching. Let's see. We got When You Finish Saving the World. This is Julianne Moore and Finn Wolfhard, A24 movie. I saw the trailer a few weeks ago. It looks all right. Just a family thing. Let's see. January 27th, Distant. An asteroid miner crashes on an alien planet.
Go on.
Anthony Ramos. We got a bunch of nothing. Let's go to this. I've seen this trailer twice and I want to kill myself. You guys guess. It's one of those movies where you get four, you gotta have a quadruple leading roles. It's either like 4 old women or 4 young women or 4 guys. This is 4 old women. It's called 80 for Brady.
Game's about to start.
Oh, there's Tom.
Oh, what a beautiful man.
I like Gronkowski.
We know, Trish. We've all read your Gronk erotica.
It's not erotica. It's fan fiction. Very sexy fan fiction.
Aren't you tired of the same old boring lives? Let's go to the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl is no place for 4 old women.
This could be Tom's last one. He's almost 40. That's like 80 in people years.
Yeah, we're 80 in people years.
I just really need this trip.
I can't believe we're actually here.
Taking this one. He's cute.
So you don't have any tickets?
How much for 4?
10,000.
10,000?
Well, I have a 20 in my strap-on.
That's a fanny pack.
If you wear it like this, it's a strap-on.
Wow.
And it's really the worst trailer I've seen in a long freaking time. It's Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno. Who else? Who we got? Come on.
B.
Really good one.
Arthur.
No, she's dead.
Diane Keaton.
No, but that's a good guess. Sally Field, Lily Tomlin. And it's when Tom Brady was, it's what's stupid about it is Tom Brady is on the Patriots in this movie. It's so awful. Anyway, then that same weekend, February 3rd, we got Knock at the Cabin, M. Night Shyamalan movie. I've seen the first trailer. I know they released a new one that I'm not watching, but based on a book.
Yeah, I just saw one earlier today, and it looked intriguing.
Yeah, based on a book. But Dave Bautista and random other people show up at some cabin where this family's staying, and they're telling them they got to make some really important decision. I'm a sucker for Shyamalan. Okay, February 10th. What is this? This is Valentine's Day. It's when people are going to go do stuff for Valentine's Day. So last year, the movie was Dog with Channing Tatum. This is Channing Tatum and a dog. Not to be confused with Jupiter Ascending, where Channing Tatum was a dog. So for what's any guesses? Who's in the movie for
Magic Mike?
Well, Channing Tatum as Magic Mike's Last Dance.
There you go.
It's going to be a long dance sequence. Yeah. Something called What About Love? I'm not clicking on. February 15th. One night only. Winnie the Pooh blood and honey.
Yeah. This is the horror adaptation of the classic Winnie the Pooh characters. Looks pretty gnarly.
So the original novel went into the public domain, I guess, is the idea. So you can do a Winnie the Pooh story, but it can't look quite like the Disney version.
Yeah.
With the red T-shirt and everything, but the concept is up for grabs, I guess.
Well, they're doing it for one night. I guess they start out him and Tigger eat Eeyore, and it just goes. It's all up from there. We got something called Marlowe. In the late 1930s Bay City, a brooding, down on his luck detective is hired to find the ex-lover of a glamorous heiress. Who is he? That's right, Liam Neeson. Good job. February 17th, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're an ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
People still need help, Dad. That's why we made this. Like a satellite for deep space, but quantum.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm. Turn it off. Now!
So that's exciting. That's just a month and a half away. We're getting that.
Finally wrote something down.
What?
Woo.
So
I don't know. The teaser for that one.
Yeah, not blowing
didn't blow me away. Like,
no.
I
assume they're holding something back.
Yeah, I don't know that I love all this fantasy realm and the microverse and all these weird castles and psychedelic nonsense. But Ant-Man's.
It's got Bill Murray.
Well, yeah. For whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I've liked both the other Ant-Man movies, so I'm sure this will be good.
Yeah, it almost has like they're trying to do a little bit of Guardians type thing, and it's. I agree. It's just like I don't know, but
and it's obviously it looks pretty Kang heavy or whatever.
Yeah. I'm hoping that
if the complaint has been that a lot of the recent movies have been a little directionless, maybe this will get us. That one should get us, pointed to whatever the rest of the saga is going to look like or whatever. So
I agree with that. Yeah.
If the worst criticism of a movie this year is that it's Kang heavy, then that's a pretty good year for movies.
Yeah. February 24th, Cocaine Bear.
That's got to be the most anticipated thing all year.
Yeah, that's the one where the bear does cocaine. Well, what more do you want? Based loosely on a true story.
But what I heard about, they've already come out with a trailer. Like, there's more known about it than it was last year when we were talking about it. But like, one of the interviews said it was kind of a. It's making a commentary on the drug war of the 80s and how all that didn't work. So if it's more than just a ridiculous comedy, if it does have something to say, some kind of social commentary, that'd just be a plus to the.
I don't know. The trailer I saw looked just pretty much like a comedy. We got the Jesus Revolution. Cue Thunderstruck.
I feel like ever since we came up with that idea, everybody's just been circling around it. Like nobody else has hit it on the head yet.
The Jesus Cinematic Universe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They really just need to dive right in there.
The JCU.
They're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay the royalties to AC/DC and just do it.
Get it done.
It's like Kelsey Grammer's a preacher accepting hippies. when no one else will.
Father
Looks
Kelsey.
terrible. Looks terrible. Okay.
He's gone full Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, I'm sure.
Kirk Cameron.
No. Left behind.
It's a sequel to Father Stew.
March 2023, March 3rd, Creed 3. This was supposed to come out in 2022 and did not. This is one I'm looking forward to. I liked the first couple, and this time Michael B. Jordan's directing, I guess. So I don't even think.
And you know, with boxing gloves, it's probably hard to tell actors what to do.
Well, he's following Stallone's footsteps here. You know, he wrote and directed the original.
Yeah. So if he can do it, I can do it. So that might be good. Then we got March 10th, something called Inside. What's Inside? It says it is Willem Dafoe is an art thief trapped in a penthouse. Okay. Willem Dafoe's interesting. Also that weekend, Scream 6. I'm a big Scream franchise fan. My son and I binged them all last year right before Scream 5 came out. That was in January of last year. I'm a little sketched out that they already have Scream 6 ready. That took them like a decade to make Scream 5, and now Scream 6 is ready in 1 year. They're going to the Big Apple.
Yeah, that last one was pretty good.
Space takes Manhattan.
Right, that last one was decent. I'll watch this one.
Yeah, I thought, it was good. I just don't know if they're ready for another one. March 17th is a movie that was supposed to come out 65.
There's something alien out there.
Location unknown.
Charter 373. This is Commander Mills. My ship was hit by an undocumented asteroid.
Location unknown.
Transporting 35 passengers.
Location unknown.
On a long-range exploratory mission. Send help.
This is the Adam Driver movie, which we finally found out the 65 stands for 65 million years ago. Like he's traveled through space or something and ends up back in time. And people finally realized that Jurassic Park is not in, they don't own dinosaurs.
I had the same I watched this trailer the other day and I was like, you know what? Good for them. Like, the Jurassic franchise does not have a monopoly on dinosaurs. More dinosaur movies.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now I thought it was such a great concept too. I'm like, I don't know if it's based on something, but I got the sense that it's not that he went back in time, it's that he is from an alien planet.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's just he exists 65 million years ago. But they crash land on.
They just have way better technology. Earth. I got you.
Yeah, they crash land on Earth. And they're like, "Oh, this is breathable."
Speak English.
There's a T-Rex attacking. Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. I thought it was such a great sci-fi concept, very Twilight Zoney, and it looked. I mean, it's fighting dinosaurs with laser guns, so it sounds awesome, and I'm all about it.
So while me and Jared are watching 65, you guys are going to be watching Shazam! ! Fury of the Gods.
This is the one with Helen. Is it Helen Mirren as the villain in this?
Oh, is she?
Yeah, I think so.
Looked like there were a lot of characters.
Well, there were a lot of characters in the first one.
There sure were. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No Rock. He's done.
Conspicuously absent.
Yes.
Well, he even quit.
Dwayne conspicuously absent.
I heard he quit following the Black Adam account. He doesn't even. He doesn't. He's out.
James Gunn sent him down the road.
Kick rocks, rock. So we got the next week, March 24th. Champions. This is starring Woody Harrelson as a coach. Just reading what it says.
He took over when Coach died. I saw.
Right.
I saw
as coach.
Saw a commercial for that one, and it's he gets kicked out of the NBA or something, and so he starts coaching a team of like special needs children or something. It looks very like a very feel good, funny but feel good.
That sounds good.
People will love it, I'm sure.
That doesn't sound bad. I like Woody Harrelson. Also that week we have John Wick: Chapter 4. That's a chapter. It's the next thrilling movie in the never-ending John Wick action franchise.
I always end up watching them eventually. I always end up enjoying them, but it's not something I'm rushing out to see.
No. I've never loved them. I'm just somehow I just was never exactly on that wavelength.
They're fun and they do clever things with the action that makes you go, whoa.
And now everything is that. I heard that
right.
I heard Violent Night was John Wick Santa Claus. Let's see. This sounds A Good Person also comes out, I'm sure in limited release that weekend. This is the movie that Florence Pugh made when she was dating Zach Braff. He directed it. There was some sort of accident and she was involved, and Morgan Freeman or somebody in his family was involved in it. Some sort of, I'm sure, indie type movie. I'll probably check that out. The next week we have, it's March 31st, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves.
Here's the thing. We're a team of thieves. And when you do this, you're bound to make enemies. Sometimes those enemies come looking for revenge. Truth be told, we helped the wrong person steal the wrong thing. We didn't mean to unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known. But we're gonna fix it.
So how do we pull that off? Figure it out over a drink?
Probably best.
You need
This is taking another shot at this. Dungeons and Dragons is getting bigger and bigger. More mainstream, so they made a movie. So I'll check that out. And then something called Spinning Gold. We're clicking on it. The biopic about Casablanca Records. Okay. Not interested. April 5th. On a Wing and a Prayer. We announced this last year. It never came out. Anybody remember who was on A Wing and a Prayer?
It wasn't Gerard Butler.
No, but you got the right idea. That type of movie. This is, it was after a pilot dies unexpectedly while flying the plane, a passenger is forced to land the plane safely in order to save everybody. Dennis Quaid. He didn't pull it off last year. He's going to try it again. April 7th, Chevalier. This is a indie drama. I don't know what it is. That's the main movie that weekend. Also, The Pope's Exorcist. That's a Russell Crowe. He plays the Pope's Exorcist. Now that sounds like he could also be played by Gerard Butler.
Does he do that same big accent like he did on Thor?
The Grease.
Yeah.
I hear it. A Pope would need an exorcist. Father Guido Sarducci.
Yeah. Yes. And what I think will crush that weekend, Super Mario Brothers movie comes out that weekend. Saw that trailer today. And I think people are going to go see that. I would think. I know I'm going to.
Yeah, I think Universal Studios Hollywood is opening their Super Nintendo world right about that time too.
That'd probably be a good time to do that.
Yeah, imagine that.
We got Renfeld. This is Dracula's henchman, an inmate at the lunatic asylum, Nicholas Hoult. And he's trying to go out with Aquafina. And any guesses on who plays Dracula?
Oh, I know, so I won't guess.
You already know. You got a guess?
Liam Neeson.
So close. Nicolas Cage. So
I need to drink your blood quickly. There's no time. I need your blood.
He squeezes every ounce out of every year. He plays everything he can play.
That's a decent concept.
Yeah.
I like that. Of the Renfeld character is the guy who eats flies, and he's always a tiny part in Dracula's story. So to make him the main character is pretty interesting.
And Nicholas Hoult is good. He was great in The Menu this year. Like, I can't recommend it enough if you haven't seen The Menu. Let's see. April 21st. The Covenant follows Sergeant John on his last tour of duty in Afghanistan. With he's got an interpreter, and he's, I don't know, it's some war movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. Evil Dead Rise. Have you heard about this? What is it?
It's got Sam Raimi's blessing to carry on he's not directing it, but he handpicked whoever is, so it's got his blessing, but not his. He's not working on it.
Okay. We also, let's see, the next weekend, April 28th, we have Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Judy Blume, starring Rachel McAdams. Looks like Abby Ryder Fortson as Margaret. I don't know who she is, but the guy who wrote this, I think, the person, I'm not sure. I don't know the name, but whoever wrote this, I think, wrote Edge of 17, which was that movie in 2017, I think it was, Woody Harrelson and Kate Bishop. I can't think of her name, but it was a good movie. So
who's playing God? Nicolas Cage?
I don't know, probably, or Morgan Freeman. Something called Heart of a Lion with Forrest Whitaker. No plot given. Then we get first weekend of May. We know what that is. Free Comic Book Day. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
We were gone for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians.
Hello, we come in peace.
Come on, Drax. Seriously, dude?
No! Ow!
Don't forget where we came from.
We have been running our whole lives. Pete, I'm done running.
A lot of hype. Last Guardians movie, we assume. So buckle up. Nothing else that weekend.
Well, why would
everybody is scared to death?
Yeah, they don't want to get crushed.
May 12th, the next weekend, Book Club 2.
That's got to be Mother's Day weekend.
The next chapter. So this is one of them quad old ladies. This time you got Diane Keaton would have been a good guess here. Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, and Mary Steenburgen. Alongside several gentlemen, Andy Garcia, Don Johnson, Craig T. Nelson, and some names I don't recognize. So
more coach.
Yeah, a little coach in there. We need a little mayor. Love Again. Oh no. A young woman. Nope, not reading all about it. Okay. May 19th, Fast 10. Fast X. Fast 10 your seatbelts. I will not be going to see this. I haven't seen the last 3, I think.
9.
It's all went downhill.
I haven't seen the last 9.
Yeah. Somewhere in the middle there, it got good again, and then nothing has looked interesting since then. Sorry, Fast and Furious fans. May 26th. About My Father. Something to do, I don't know. Somewhat Immigrant, and it's got Robert De Niro in it.
That's probably Memorial Day weekend.
Probably, but also that weekend comes The Little Mermaid, finally, the live action one we announced last year.
The controversial
Yes.
Little Mermaid.
Well, it's coming out finally. Halle Bailey. June 2nd. We're all the way to June. June 2nd. Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse.
I can hear you being quiet, Mom.
I hope I didn't ice your game, man.
No one my age says those words in that order.
It's just hard to see my little man not being my little boy all the time.
Yeah.
You know, for years I've been taking care of this little boy. Making sure he is loved, that he feels like he belongs wherever he wants to be. He wants to go out into the world and do great big things.
Not bad, kid.
And what I worry about most
I love you, Miles.
is they won't look out for you like us.
Miles!
Want to get out of here? Wherever you go from here, you have to promise to take care of that little boy for me. Make sure he never forgets where he came from. And he never doubts that he is loved. And he never lets anyone tell him that he doesn't belong there. You gotta promise, Miles.
I promise.
Who do you think you are? Really?
We are supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
I gotta say, as much as I have anticipated this movie, I really enjoyed watching the first one. It was Christmas time, so it feels like they should just wait till Christmas to put this out, because I'm not like this Christmas. There was nothing like I was extremely hyped to see. We had all these Star Wars movies for years, what we were getting, and I was really getting used to having something really big. And then we got Spider-Verse, and and now it's like it was Avatar. It was like, who cares? But I wouldn't mind them holding off on this. But that's okay.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same way like I did with Ant-Man. Like, the trailer looked bigger and brighter and crazier, and it's like, I don't know why I wouldn't be hyped to see it. The first one was terrific.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I would feel less than enthusiastic, but I don't know.
I feel like they're holding a lot back.
Something to prove to it.
They're holding a lot back. We don't haven't seen. So let's see. We got Strays the next weekend, and Abandoned Dog teams up with other strays. Not real. Not real wild. This is animated, of course. Will Ferrell, Isla Fisher, Jamie Foxx. Same weekend as Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. There's some beasts.
They're rising.
Yep. Anthony Ramos again. This
yes.
His year.
Yep, it is. We'll see.
We'll see how he handles it.
I don't know. I will probably go see this. I haven't seen all the Transformers movies in the theater, but I've seen most of them. And I don't know. I haven't seen one for a while, so I may go see that one.
The next movie has 7 black friends who go away for the weekend only to find themselves trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta.
It's always a cabin. When will they learn?
It's called The Blackening. I was like, okay. That same weekend.
How many Wayans brothers are in that?
None that I saw. I didn't recognize anybody.
This is the year of cabins. Not cabins, but plane cabins. There are 2 or 3 movies about something happening in the cabin of a plane. There are 2 or 3 movies with actual cabin.
Yeah.
This is a cabin.
I'm glad we're finally finding the thread. That same weekend, June 16th, we also have Pixar's Elemental. That's right, folks. The studio that brought you What If Toys Had Feelings. What else did Pixar do?
What else did they do? Finding Nemo.
What If Fish Had Feelings?
Monsters, Inc.
What If Feelings Had Feelings?
Up.
Now we have What If Fire and Water Had Feelings? Also that weekend, I'm sure we got a trailer. I'm coming back here. I'm back. What if we get The Flash that weekend? Do you think we get The Flash? That's what it says.
Who knows?
I can't believe they're still supposedly putting that movie
I can't
out.
either.
We announced it last year. Something called No Hard Feelings. I think I have something on that. Let's see. I feel like that was something. Oh, No Hard Feelings. This is Jennifer Lawrence, J-Law, returns to regular acting. She was pregnant there for a while, had a baby, got back in shape. Now she's in movies again. And this is something where she responds to a Craigslist ad that a mother wrote in search of someone to date her large adult son. Okay. Let's see. June 30th, Harold and the Purple Crayon. Anybody have any? I haven't clicked on this yet. Any guesses before I do? I have no idea what Harold and the Purple Crayon is.
Probably animated.
Yeah, it was an old book series, and it was a show for many years, like back in the day. My kids watched when they were little, but I didn't know they were making it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
A little bald kid with a purple crayon, and he draws stuff, and it's magical and fantastic.
A young boy named Harold embarks on a magical mission with the help of his purple crayon. Of course.
Right there in the title.
Exactly what you said. Yeah, it must be. 'Cause I don't see any bald kids, so it must be animated. It's got Zoe Deschanel, Zachary Levi, Laurel Howery, bunch of people. Okay. June 30th. That's right in the heat of summer there. That's the same weekend, though, as Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. What was the plot there? It says no idea.
Yeah, we don't really know. There's been some speculation about possibly time travel. A lot of people have put out there, but we know there is some de-aging of Harrison Ford in the movie, so I don't know if we just don't know.
We don't know.
But
we're going to see it. All we know is we're going to see it. We're going to give him a shot. July 7th, Insidious 5. They just cut right to the chase. That's what I like. Insidious 5. They don't need any next chapter, nothing.
Still pretty insidious.
July 14th. I've announced this for 3 years. Mission : Impossible - Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I bet there's a
Guys,
plane in that one too.
the anticipation.
Tom Cruise is going to be like 70 years old before they ever release it.
When they release Part 2, it's going to be 10 years later. July 21st. Barbie.
You have a choice still. It may not be the life that you imagined, but perhaps it will be the life that God intended.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You gotta be perfect.
I want to get out of here. Small world. I want to see the world for myself. To make my own choices.
I saw this trailer. Had a 2001 vibe, but I think this probably got Greta Gerwig. So I'm really interested to see what the actual story is.
It's going to do something clever, I would think.
Yeah, it's got to. The Ryan Gosling as Ken looks funny. I like him. I think he could be funny. Also that weekend, an animated movie, Coyote versus Acme. I wonder if we know who's playing who. It says
like Looney Tunes?
Yes.
Like
a story set in the Acme warehouse. It's set in the Acme warehouse, the manufacturer of anything and everything used by the Looney Tunes characters. Got John Cena, Will Forte, Lana Condor, and other people. So
talk about an appropriate t-shirt I'm wearing. I mean,
yeah.
My goodness.
You did it. Pulled it off. And another huge movie coming out that same weekend, Oppenheimer. This is the Christopher Nolan movie. It's the probably the least excited I've been for a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, it's so just the trailer's so depressing that I don't know.
So it'll actually end up probably being the best one. Right. Inception, I can't wait to see that, and all these other ones. Like, whoa, I can't wait. Ever since that, it's like been diminishing returns. But maybe this is the one where it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go see it, but man, I'm depressed just thinking about it. The next weekend, July 28th, The Marvels. Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan, Nick Fury. Some Skrulls. Finally getting that. We announced that last year.
Are we going to get... Does this come out before the second season of Miss Marvel?
I would imagine so, yes.
Okay.
August 4th, The Meg 2, The Trench. Which we thought we were going to get a trench in Aquaman at one.
Yeah.
One time we get some. This is Ben Wheatley directing. Is kind of interesting because he's done some interesting things. Free Fire and Kill List and stuff. Rebecca, like he's kind of a funky director. So, but I never watched Meg.
I saw the Meg on cable one afternoon. I remember thinking it was better than I imagined.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I know it's like I usually avoid anything with Jason Statham in it, but maybe I don't know. Also, we got some DP going on that weekend. We got another This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. CG animated feature film based on the superhero team. This is that one that Seth Rogen was making. So I kind of got good vibes. I heard somebody talking like they thought it would be good. So
I haven't heard much about it. So is it it's not based on a specific version of the show or anything. It's kind of a whole new.
Whatever he wants their version to be, I'm sure. So,
okay, intriguing.
I don't know.
They get high and never come out of the sewer.
Yeah, a lot of pizza eating.
Yeah,
a lot of Splinter philosophizing.
2 of them are voiced by Francos.
Yeah. Then we get August 11th, Challengers. Follows 3 players who knew each other when they were teenagers as they compete in a tennis tournament to be the world famous Grand Slam winner, reigniting old rivalries with Zendaya. Wasn't sure who was going to be in this. That was a surprise. Zendaya, tennis player. Also that weekend of August 11th, Gran Turismo. I'm a huge fan of the racing series. I think this was an actual thing that they did. So they're kind of making a movie out of something they did in real life, but where they took actual, people that played the video game competitively and took them out and had them race real cars, and they were really good at it, so this is that type of thing. I don't know how well they'll pull it off here, but kind of interested. Also that weekend, Haunted Mansion. What do we know about this, Cliff? Disney's Haunted Mansion.
Jamie Lee Curtis is playing Madame Leota. That's
Yes.
all I know.
Danny DeVito is in it.
Okay.
Winona Ryder, Jared Leto, Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, Lakeith Stanfield, Dan Levy, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, I did know Owen Wilson was in it.
A lot of people in it. It says that a single mom named Gabby hires a tour guide, a psychic, a priest, and a historian to help exorcise their newly bought mansion after discovering it is inhabited by ghosts. Guess what?
There's always room for one more.
That's right. The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Is that based? Well, have you heard of that, Jared? This sounds like something you would have heard of. It's a boat. You like boats? Based on a single chapter from the Captain's Log from Bram Stoker's classic 1897 novel, Dracula. So, Dracula on a boat, I'm guessing.
Okay, that's interesting. So in the novel, they put his coffin on a boat, and the boat shows up, and everyone else dead. But you don't. Yeah, I guess you've never heard that story before.
Well, there you go. It's interesting. It's 4th build that weekend. And then the following weekend, August 18th, Friday, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. This is a Mexican teenager finds an alien beetle that gives him superpowered armor. Okay. It's got the kid from Karate Kid in it.
Yeah.
And Susan Sarandon.
Oh, he's playing Jaime?
Yes.
He is.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Looks the part. That's for sure.
Got George Lopez.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. I would slip that in there.
All right.
Susan Sarandon.
Sure. Why not?
Susan Sarandon, George Lopez, and the guy from Cobra Kai. So don't hold your breath. We'll skip a weekend. We have September 1st, The Equalizer 3. This ain't Queen Latifah's Equalizer.
I was going to say, there were 2 already? Other than the television show?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the 3rd one with Denzel Washington as Robert McCall. It's also got Dakota Fanning and Roy from The Office, apparently. I bet he loves what he's billed us at. Also with Roy from The Office. September 8th, we have The Nun 2. I'm not clicking on it. It's the second one about some nun. I bet it's scary. Then another scary one, September 15th, A Haunting in Venice. September 22nd, The Expendables 4. There's only been 3 already. I would have guessed like 6. And then we have something interesting. Next goal wins. You heard of this?
I think so. I think
have.
if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Taika Waititi.
Shot more than 3 years ago with the intention of being Taika Waititi's follow-up to Jojo Rabbit. Next Goal Wins was extensively retooled after Armie Hammer self-destructed and had to reshoot everything with him. Guess who they replaced him with? You never will.
Somewhere. I can't remember. Oh.
Will Arnett. He was brought in to reshoot the role, a swap that either caused or contributed to a rather dramatic series of delays. For what sounds like a charming little sports movie about a Dutch-American man, Michael Fassbender, who plays football coach Thomas Rongen, who's hired to transform the woeful American Samoa national team into a World Cup-worthy squad.
I wish that I can go back and play against Australia, you know? You can't change anything on the internet. It's still going to stay in the record for a long time. It's embarrassing, you know?
I was there when Australia beat us 30-0. 30, I think 30 or 31. I'm not sure, but I know it was 30. The boys, they got the heart. I know they not really have the skills and everything, but they got the guts.
We're always the underdogs, and we always will be until we prove them wrong.
They needed 9 goals today. You gave them only 8. It's a step. These are steps. Steps all going in the right direction.
I played with George Best, Johan Cruyff.
I think I read something that they were famous for having lost a match like 31-0. So we will see. But I'm always up for checking out Taika Waco 1A. Let's see. October 6th, Craven the Hunter.
Sorry.
I'm curious which of these movies that I feel good about this year because so many movies we announced last year did not come out last year that I think they actually will this year. I'm curious. There has to be something that won't. I could totally see this not coming out. This Aaron Taylor Johnson, Russell.
What is
Russell
this?
Crowe.
Is that the Morbius universe? Is that kind of the same? Is it the same?
Probably.
Yeah, the Sony whatever universe.
Yeah,
I've heard like
Russian
he's not a hunter. He's like the protector of the wilderness or something. Because a hunter would be a morally gray area.
Oh, they come right out and say that he is on a mission to prove he's the greatest hunter in the world.
Oh, okay.
So they're totally doing whatever they want.
Okay.
It's Morbin time.
Exactly. October 13th, we have some sort of Exorcist movie. And we have Paw Patrol : the mighty movie. October 27th, Saul 10. Jeez. Saul X, Sultan, your seat belts.
Oh my God.
Then November.
I believe that Exorcist movie is either a sequel or a remake of the Exorcist. Like they're going to mess with the Exorcist, like the #1 horror movie of all time. So
yes,
good
you're
luck.
right.
As voted on by
Ka-Pow panel of experts.
Actually, I think it was a So Pro panel of experts.
Yeah, So Pro. So it was a professional job. November 3rd, Dune: Part 2. These names, I tell you. So this is the sequel to Dune Part 1. I don't know. I'll be watching it. I liked it. We got November 17th, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Wow. No interest in that. And we have a Trollstopia movie. November 27th, Cliff. What is Disney's Wish? Is this the one?
That is a cruise line ship. The Disney Wish.
Yeah, that's not what this is.
I have no idea.
It's a movie. Well, I'm gonna have to click on it. I thought you were just gonna tell me. Okay. It's an animated movie with Alan Tudyk and Ariana DeBose. She plays a 17-year-old named Asha, and he plays her goat, Valentino. That sounds
appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. They navigate Rosas, the kingdom of wishes, where wishes can literally come true. So,
okay.
I thought I predicted last year this November Disney movie was Strange World. I was like, oh, it's going to be this huge hit. Strange World was not. Nobody knew it was out. I went and saw it, and
it's already on Disney Plus. You can watch it. Nobody even knows that.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Puss in Boots is 100 times better. I went and watched that today with the kids. 100 times better. Okay. December 2023. Who knows if any of this stuff happens or what surprises we get, but we got a lot of this I don't care about. December 15th, Wonka. This is that young Willy Wonka, Timothy Chalamet. What? Why? I don't know. Just can't imagine that that's going to be good, but you never know. What did this director do? Maybe he did something good ever before. Well, he's the guy that Paul King. He's the guy that did the Paddington movies that everybody seems to love. So maybe he will make this lovable. December 20th, we have The Color Purple, another version of The Color Purple, and it's listed here, but it doesn't link to anywhere, so I haven't even heard that this was a real thing. So if this happens next year, I'll be surprised. Ghostbusters: Afterlife 2. I don't know whether I believe that happened.
What you mean being released
in 2023?
Gotcha.
Some sort of movie on the 22nd called Migration, which is a family of ducks. So I think this is probably a animated movie. And then we have December 25th, what was also announced for December 25th this past year, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So we're going to take another shot at it. They assume he's been underwater this whole time and hasn't heard what's going on in DC.
And they've cut all the cameos out of him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Did they cut Amber Heard out of it too, or that's still in the air?
Ooh.
Knowing DC, they left her in and cut out Batfleck.
Let's see who's in it. It says Momoa, Ben Affleck, Patrick Wilson, Black Manta guy. I don't know how to say his name. Dolph Lundgren, Tamara Morrison, Nicole Kidman. She's back. Movies are magic. Amber Heard's there. It says Randall Park. Got a bunch of people. First one was not bad. I would rather Spider-Verse be slotted in there. Okay, we got a few rando movies I dug up. I found there's a couple Wes Anderson movies, supposedly. We'll see if either of them comes out. We have a Roald Dahl stories, like small Roald Dahl stories. It's called The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. And then we have a movie supposed to be June 16th, Wes Anderson, called Asteroid City. Features literally every famous actor you can name. Okay, I'm gonna look at that here.
Yeah, I saw something about that the other day. It's like I think it's set in the 50s. So yeah, Wes Anderson, and I could imagine it being a planetarium of nerdy
scientists. It says the itinerary of a junior stargazer convention is spectacularly disrupted by world-changing events. Margot Robbie, Tom Hanks, Edward Norton, Scarlett Johansson, Steve Carell, Bryan Cranston, Jason Schwartzman, Maya Hawke, Tilda Swinton, Hope Davis, Rita Wilson, Willem Dafoe, Adrian Brody, Jeff Goldblum, Fisher Stevens, Liev Schreiber, Matt Dillon, Jeffrey Wright. It keeps going. A lot of people. Anyway, definitely interested. I'm going to write that down here. Okay. Then we got Napoleon. Now, granted, some of these movies may not come out in theaters. A lot of these movies are Apple Plus movies, but this one is Napoleon. Ridley Scott. I think the last thing he did was The Last Duel. Was that based on true story? I like that. This is about Napoleon. It features 6 major battle sequences, not just Waterloo. We got as Empress Josephine, we have Vanessa Kirby, and as Napoleon, Joaquin Phoenix. That sounds interesting. He's good. He's good at stuff. Sometime in 2023, probably at one of the film festivals, this will premiere, and then we'll see when we get it. But I believe it will at least premiere at Cannes or something this year. Killers of the Flower Moon. The Martin Scorsese Leo movie. So still hyped for that. Something called The Killer, which is David Fincher's next movie, and he has made like 6 or 8 of my favorite movies. This one is adapted from a slick and steely French graphic novel about an expert assassin losing his grip. It's got Michael Fassbender playing the killer. Also includes Tilda Swinton. Something called Maestro comes out with Bradley Cooper. Leave the World Behind is some pandemic movie based on a novel. We're all dying for a pandemic movie. Master Gardener, which is it's like the third in the Paul Schrader's set of movies about psychopaths or psychodramas. Here's a movie I might be interested in here. It's called Beau is Afraid. Beau. A24 movie. Ari Aster. He did Midsummer and Hereditary. I like both of those. This is called Beau is Afraid. It's a veering away from more conventional horror of his previous work. This is a 3-hour Joaquin Phoenix vehicle. The most expensive movie A24's ever produced. Swing for the fences. So I'm into it. That's probably pretty much it that we know of so far. I know there was a movie I announced last year. It's supposed to come out last January that will probably come out this year, probably straight to streaming. It was Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre or something. There's a colon in there somewhere. So jot that down. And it was one with Aubrey Plaza and a couple other people where some spy is named Fortune is his name. But I don't think the trailer did too good, so they never released it. But it will this year. So all those movies that didn't come out last year, like Operation Fortune and Flash and Mission Impossible and Spider-Verse and Creed 3 and Aquaman and Super Mario Brothers and Cocaine Bear, Killers of the Flower Moon, they're all going to come out this year. We're thinking positive. So now, you know the drill. Put your movies from 1 to 10 that you are anticipating this year. What you want to see.
I need some more movies to choose from.
Really?
I thought I was going to struggle to get 10, but I wrote down more than 10. So
yes.
Yeah, I wrote down 11. So one had to drop off.
All right. We're back. We did the math here. I was actually surprised by some couple of these making the list. We need to learn how to vote. If we want our stuff to get on here, you gotta not put the obvious things up high like we do. But
we can't help it.
But we do it. So at number 10, somehow Cliff snuck in The Haunted Mansion.
He's anticipating it.
That's right, baby. It's going to be a big
Well, he
Disney
did.
hit.
He knew what he was doing. He put it third on his list.
That's right.
That's how he almost got Cocaine Bear on there last year.
I remember.
So, yeah, Haunted Mansion at number 10. Then number 9, The Marvels. Number 8. This was number 10 last year. Or maybe not. I got it up to 8 this year. Mission Impossible 7. At number 7, Next Goal Wins, the Taika Waititi movie. Number 6, Killers of the Flower Moon. I think this is the spot it was in last year. We'll see next year if we can move it up a little bit. Number 5, Asteroid City. I like to see the love for Wes Anderson. Let me get a little more mainstream here. We got number 4, Ant-Man. Number 3, Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, Part 1. Number 2, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And number 1, no surprise, we all love Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm going to cry. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. I'm hyped.
How many of us had that one at number 1?
Well, 2 had it at number 1, and 2 had it at number 2.
2.
So that's not a surprise. I'm kind of surprised that Indiana Jones.
I'm very surprised that was a number 2.
I mean, listen, our generation has an undying love for Indiana Jones, so I'm there opening weekend for sure. But I don't know. I don't know that I would have assumed it was anyone else's.
I had it the lowest. You, Jordan had the highest at 2.
I had it at 2.
No. You, Jordan and Cliff both had it at 2. Jared at 3, and I had it at 4. So we all love Indiana Jones. We know we're going to that. That's all we know.
Right.
So I want to know what you think. We haven't asked this for the last couple of years, I don't think, but the last question I have is, I know this is what you put at number 1, but what do you think will be your favorite movie after the year? Because if you look at this past year, what your favorite movie was, it probably wasn't what was number 1 on your this list last year. So do you think it will even be something off of this, or will be something?
Did we even talk about Weird Al last year?
No, I don't think we. No, I think we listed it, maybe, but it didn't make the top 10.
It would not have made my radar for sure.
Right. So I'm curious what you think out of what you know exists. What do you think is going to be your favorite movie?
I feel like I had Spider-Verse at number 1 on my list, and I think it's just because the first one was so good, I felt comfortable putting that. But like you said, I'm intrigued. Like I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like kind of lower on my list, but
you were the only one that listed that. I didn't sell it to him.
Yeah, and that's like, hey, a new take on that. I'm very intrigued by it. It could be something like that. It could be Killers of the Flower Moon. I've been looking for it for 3 years.
Who knows?
Great. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I have to say Mission Impossible, but I honestly don't think that'll be my favorite. If I think Fallout's the best Mission Impossible, it still wasn't my favorite movie that year. So there's going to be something else that pops up. So I'm just curious what you thought.
Guardians will I had it at 1. It will probably most likely be my favorite of the year.
It has a good chance. I've loved the first 2.
Yeah.
It's very likely to be in my top 5. So I'm excited about next year. As many movies that didn't come out this year that should have, it was still a great year for movies. So the idea of all of these movies potentially coming out and all the movies we haven't even heard of, I'm excited. So this could be a really good year for movies. Let's hope some of them are good. If everything is good, that would be great. A wise man once said.
Trademark. So I count trips to the theater somewhere between 7 and 10, depending on. All right, am I gonna go see, Blue Beetle in theaters or wait 2 weeks for HBO or however that's gonna work. So Could bump it up to a dozen, could be as few as 6, who knows? You'll just see how the year plays out.
Yeah, I feel like this past year I have been to the movie theater less than
I've noticed definitely in the last couple of years. I noticed there are movies that were no doubters for you that you didn't go to.
Right.
Like you're not going to Pixar movies anymore. Like that. Like it's over.
It's become, and
you're never going. The only thing going to get you in the theater is a DC movie. You know, I don't even think a Disney movie can get you in the theater anymore. It has to be a DC movie. And maybe, you know, something like Guardians, but other than that, it's only going to be a DC movie.
Yeah, it just really depends. But yeah, the last 3 years, I have really cut down on the amount of movies I've seen in the theater. And I was always I won't be that guy. I'm not going to, you know, watch them at home as they become available faster and faster and faster. But that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing.
There's only one of us left that still goes to the theater all the time.
Well, that's a microcosm of the whole industry. Like it is. The numbers are down for sure across the board. So the studio's like, we got to put out more of these big, you know, tentpole movies to get people to the theater. You know, the real blockbuster Avatar type stuff that you have to see on the big screen. We'll see if it works or not.
I laughed and Nick laughed. We went and saw Babylon last week, and they said right before the movie started, Margot Robbie came on the screen, her and one of the other stars in it, and it's like, we're so glad you came to the theater to watch this with a rousing audience. We just looked around for all those rousing audience members and just laughed.
Yeah.
But I still love going to the theater, so I'm sure I will be trying to go find an IMAX screen for Mission Impossible and maybe Guardians if I, you know, it's like I really do like to see it in as big as I can.
I counted 11 comic book movies.
That's what it was last year.
That includes The Killer, based on the French graphic novel. But 10 mainstream Marvel or DC movies.
Okay.
And 15 colons.
One more than last year.
Nice. I wish I would have counted sequels, because it feels like there's an awful lot of sequels. But I know there always is, but this felt even disproportionate than normal year.
Yeah. True. Well, I think we did it. Now that's one of my favorite episodes of the year. I like to anticipate things, look forward to things. That's get you through the day. You know, like, you know, you got something to look forward to. That you got your vacations and special events and going to the movies. So now you know there's something out there to look forward to this year.
Go see Megan.
Go see Megan, run home and never go to the movies again. That's it looked like one of those like horror / funny movies because it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's not my speed.
Be sure to tune in. Coming up soon, the Pooh-Bah Awards will be here before you know it.
That's right.
We talk about
just
the
weeks
past
away.
year's movies. And we rank. So this year, this is all about potential.
Yeah.
And anticipation. So when we get to the Pooh-Bah Awards, we're going to put the judgment down and actually decide what were the best movies of 2020.
Did they pull it off?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, last week, my son and I sat there and said, what were really to take perspective of what was the best moments of our past year, you know, and it really reminds you that you don't really remember anything except if you went and did something, you know, like, you know, if you go to an event, if you go somewhere, if you go on a trip, if you go
that's true
out of town, those are the memories that you remember because something changed. There was a blip on the radar, and we definitely we said so we decided our favorite of the year was when we went and saw what was my number one movie of the year this year, I'm not going to reveal it here, even though you guys know what I'm talking about, where 5 of us went to Columbus to watch a movie, and we all cried, and it was an amazing experience. So,
and one of you didn't even know what movie it was.
One of them, yeah, one guy just went, didn't even know what he was going to see, and he said it was an amazing experience to not know what he was going to see and crying and loving it. So, tune in to the Pooh Awards and hear all about it. So, and then make plans to go do things.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Jared.
Yes, happy to be a part of it again.
Do you have anything to plug? Any social media? Are you an influencer of any sort, or have you retired from public life?
You just do TikTok all the time now?
I'm in seclusion. Just doing my thing.
All right.
All righty. Well, that does it for us. Happy 2023, everybody, and we'll see you at the movies. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever.
Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment. Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, at the Ka-Pow Podcast on Twitter, or email the show, Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast @gmail.com. If you really want to go the extra mile, join our Patreon at patreon.com/udownwithkpp for special content and access to Patreon-only benefits. We are grateful for anyone who chooses to contribute, but please know that most of our content will remain free. So please continue to like, comment, and share.